Part 1. The Museum Discovery Madrid, January 2024. The National Museum of Natural History was preparing for a major exhibition, the era of Great Geographical Discoveries. During the restoration of a unique 16th-century globe created by masters of the Behaim School, young restorer Maria Ortiz discovered something incredible. Beneath a layer of parchment depicting familiar outlines of Europe and Africa, she found a hidden compartment. Inside lay an ancient parchment that turned out to be Christopher Columbus's original 1492 map. But this was no ordinary map. Besides the American coasts, it depicted a large island in the center of the Atlantic Ocean, exactly where legends placed Atlantis. Most astonishingly, the island's coordinates precisely matched those described in Plato's works. Dr. Martina Silva, an archaeology expert, was invited to conduct the examination. The first thing that struck me was the map's manufacturing technology. The ink contained microscopic particles of an alloy that didn't exist in nature until the early 20th century. Under detailed electron microscope study, it turned out the map was actually three-dimensional, microscopic reliefs on the parchment surface formed complex ocean floor topography. Part 2. Three Guardians of the Secret. Diego Alvarez, the museum curator who immediately tried to block the research publication. During a search of his office, we found an entire collection of strange artifacts, including stone discs with unknown symbols and metal plates with inscriptions in a language resembling ancient Phoenician, but with elements that shouldn't have existed at that time. His computer contained correspondence with the mysterious Society of Atlanteans, mentioning protecting the truth at any cost and preventing mechanism activation. Professor Elena Vasquez, a renowned oceanographer who happened to be conducting research in the area of the coordinates indicated on the map. Her last transmission from the Neptune 7-foot bathyscaphe was interrupted by strange mechanical grinding sounds and a scream. There's something non-human here. It's alive. After that, contact with the bathyscaphe was lost. Lord Reginald Chesterfield, a British collector who offered €50 million for the map. At his Scottish estate, we discovered an entire underground laboratory where artifacts were being studied, their manufacturing technology not matching any known historical era. Among them were crystals emitting electromagnetic pulses and metal spheres levitating in a magnetic field. Part 3. Hidden Symbols. The research breakthrough came when I studied the map under X-ray radiation. It turned out this wasn't just a navigation document, but a complex technological blueprint. Symbols that appeared to depict sea currents and winds were actually schematics of an ancient mechanism of incredible complexity. Computer modeling showed this mechanism could generate electromagnetic fields so powerful they could influence tectonic plates and the planet's climate. Even more impressive was that the map contained a sort of digital signature, a mathematical sequence repeated in the DNA of all living creatures on Earth. Part 4. Expedition into the Abyss. We organized a secret expedition to the specified point in the Atlantic Ocean, at a depth of 4,000 meters, where pressure exceeds 400 atmospheres. Our devices detected something incredible. It wasn't just a pyramid. It was an entire underwater complex reaching almost a kilometer in height. The walls were made of crystalline material glowing with faint blue light. Inside, we found a hall the size of a football field containing a mechanism exactly matching the drawings on Columbus's map. But the most shocking discovery was that in the center of the hall we found Elena Vasquez. She was alive, despite having spent 2 weeks underwater without oxygen sources. He wasn't discovering America, she said, her voice sounding strange, as if multiple voices spoke simultaneously. Columbus was a guardian. His 1492 voyage aimed not to discover a new route, but to reboot the system protecting humanity from itself. He prevented a catastrophe that was supposed to happen 5 centuries ago. Part 5. The Real Truth. It turned out that the ancient civilization we call Atlantis created this mechanism to stabilize Earth's climate. Every 500 years, the system requires a reboot, and Columbus was the last to perform this mission. Now the next cycle was approaching, and the mechanism was beginning to go out of control. Humanity always believed it was the pinnacle of evolution, Elena continued. But we're merely successors. Atlantis didn't perish, it evolved, becoming part of this system. And now, as humanity stands on the brink of ecological catastrophe, the system is preparing for A reset. Part 6. The final confrontation at that moment. The mechanism activated. It turned out Diego Alvarez and Lord Chesterfield were members of the Society of Atlanteans, an organization that had protected the mechanism's secret for centuries. They believed humanity was unworthy of this technology and tried to destroy the mechanism. Not understanding this would lead to global catastrophe. Sometimes, Doctor. The voice in the pyramid no longer came through Elena but seemed to emanate from the entire structure simultaneously. The greatest discoveries are those better left unrevealed, but sometimes they find those ready to comprehend them. We managed to stabilize the mechanism using knowledge encoded on Columbus's map. It turned out he left not only coordinates, but also a sequence of actions for controlling the system. Epilogue today, Columbus's map is stored in a secret vault accessible only to a few selected scientists. The underwater complex remains an active structure continuing to stabilize our planet's climate. Sometimes, when I look at the ocean, I understand. Human history is just one page in the universe's great book. And if we're wise enough to read between the lines, we can learn from those who walked this path before us. Final thought. Sometimes the most important discoveries aren't those that change the future, but those that help understand the past.